If you wanted to then control a third motor, let's say I wanted to drive these two blocks are going to get me into position to do something, then I want to control either a large motor or a medium motor. You should be able to use the old NXT motors with this program and with your ev3 robot. So I'm going to go ahead and drag in a large motor. And now you notice it just has one port up here. So I'm going to select port A. The ev3s do have 4 motor ports. That's new from the NXTs, but we'll go ahead and select port A. And again, it's on for a certain number of rotations. If you're grabbing something, sometimes you may not want to be 100% power. It's very easy for the motors, if they're on 100%, to just kind of snap Lego pieces right apart. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that down a little bit. And then same thing for the rotations. If you've got say a claw on your robot and you're trying to grab an object, you don't want one rotation. One rotation means the motor is going to spin all the way around one complete turn. Normally you want to set this to a very small number, like 0.25 or sometimes even 0.1, to just do a small motion on the motor. Otherwise what can happen is the program can lock out, because if you tell the robot to rotate the motor one rotation and it's grabbing an object, it can't turn the motor one rotation. The object is there to block it, but it won't move on to the rest of your program until it completes that one rotation. So if you find that your robot kind of is just getting stuck grabbing things, you may need to turn this down to a smaller number. I'm going to go ahead and do 0.15 for now. And then again, I'm going to select coast. Usually that works fine. It'll still continue to hold on to the object. If you find that the object falls out after it grabs it, you might want to try doing brake. That might actually hold the grip tighter on the object. I'll go ahead and select brake for now. So now my program says drive straight, turn to the right, do something with motor A, and then finally let's just say we want it to back up. I would now turn my power down to a negative number. Let's go real fast to negative 100. We want it to back straight up, and let's try 2.5 rotations, and we'll go ahead and let it brake at the end of there as well. Since that's the end of my program. So that is kind of the basics of using the move blocks and some of the motor blocks. Again, you could experiment with the tank controls if you'd like. A couple other basics up here. If your program gets really large, a nice new feature of the new version is that you can actually zoom in and out on your program. That wasn't there before. And then you can use the hand to actually move around. Just make sure you go back to the arrow tool when you want to actually get to work. Otherwise it'll seem like nothing's working. Then you can save your program up here. Undo and redo are always helpful buttons as well. So play around with that and see if you can get your robot to actually drive around.